commands, protect yourselves at all times. Right now, we're going to call on the letters here. We're going to call on the letters here. Tap it up. Let's go to work.
A division that somewhat recently, Derevyanchenko said he wasn't even all the way comfortable.
Those don't even look good for lateral movement. We're going to see him like stumbling.
I like the truck
this fight.
Rip into the body, he wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
Is it possible that Father Time has finally
hurt Triple G to the body?
With all due respect to Canelo,
No one.
Derevyanchenko had Triple G more hurt and in more trouble than anyone else ever had. Again, we don't know what was going on behind the curtain, but we do know there was a little bit of a delay on the ring walk.
And that's why he's wearing these sneakers.
I mean, it's safe to say that Derevyanchenko's last hurrah here to make a statement to have
slow start from Derevyanchenko and Vaughn Alexander, but prior to the Munguia fight, Derevyanchenko's trainer Andre Rozier was joking Derevyanchenko didn't start too hot, didn't gas himself out, so perhaps that's a part of the evolution, even at this stage in his career. The table for him at 168, maybe at 160. He says he still believes he can get back down there.
Because of his height. You know, we're looking at two 38-year-olds.
As we talked about earlier, you know, maybe not fighting so much in the amateurs. But yeah, that record doesn't reflect.
So he stepped it up much faster than other fighters. And I think Vaughn Alexander has the style that's going to, you know.
For good reason, we think about Derevyanchenko as a defensive circle that he keeps, where he could be in front of you, looks like you're going to war, but really he's pivoting.
Another example of having an opponent in Vaughn Alexander that allows you to work on the things you need to work on.
Nice counter shots there from Vaughn Alexander, though, but Derevyanchenko was a little
bit to that earlier, Corey, where they want him to pace himself a little bit more.
Right upstairs with the jab. He's good one, too.
Of Devin Alexander, who actually is fighting.
Be watching.
She might not let you call him.
That's right. The cadence that Derevyanchenko had in the opening 2 rounds. It looks like a guy who wants to get a couple of rounds. He's working on it.
That is maybe showing 38 years old and maybe been in a few too many wars.
That's looking the way that he did in round 1. I think maybe you start asking those questions.
I can't be sure, but I think I'm looking at this more like how Fulgham did in his fight, you know, where he had somebody in front of him who wasn't, you know, so he didn't give his all.
As we say that, Derevyanchenko is just peppering Vaughn Alexander with right hands.
He's eating those.
He's used to having a good chin, you know, so he's used to
just masterful stuff.
Little nick there on his nose.
I'm going to go as well.
Little James Toney stance there.
Vaughn Alexander is making Derevyanchenko work
a strategy.
That's the truth.
Against a guy like Derevyanchenko.
As we tend to see, and a nice shot on Vaughn Alexander.
Good spin off the ropes there. Good boxing. School of boxing.
Good left hook. That was a flush shot.
Prelim portion of tonight's broadcast. Our paper.
Peppering him with the jab. Shot at another big fight.
I think for Derevyanchenko, just winning.
Charlo was the only one that really beat him convincingly on my resume.
I like, look, Corey just mentioned Berlanga, and I know we got the Keith Conley issue here in management, but
it almost looks like Alexander's getting stronger, you know? He's taking Derevyanchenko shots, and I think what's missing is
Alexander's corner warning
still losing.
Keep your hands up. Maybe protecting the body. It took him out. That was 3 fights ago. Derevyanchenko just keeps peppering him.
This is what I was talking about, the aggressiveness of Alexander in that round. Those are two.
Here to kick off the round. Back in 2022, we went to 10-round fighters, regardless of weight class right now. And at that point in his career,
you haven't said anything about the ref's shoes. Directly after this.
Good work by Derevyanchenko. Staying busy in the middle.
Many of them, and they're so constant from so many different angles.
Chipping away, and then
That's why I say go to the body.
Let's think about his last 4 or 5 fights. Can he maintain that? He gets strong as the fight.
that one might have got Derevyanchenko's attention. It certainly excited the Alexander corner, but back comes Derevyanchenko.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, look at
Next
that.
in fighting tonight. Fan-friendly fighter. He's going to give you an entertaining fight.
Pressure is on by Alexander, but came back with a beautiful combination. 2 double.
Alexander living up to his reputation once again. He is that leaping left hook.
Still dangerous in there at times. Ooh, another nice uppercut. Grazed side of Derevyanchenko's face.
He is very undersized for this division. And again, going back to how unique Derevyanchenko's skill is, I mean, Derevyanchenko has those gritty elements, but he also has, the Ukrainian schooling footwork.
Yes.
Derevyanchenko just missing over the top of that right
Derevyanchenko's
hand.
not sitting down on his shots. He's doing arm punches. Because he has to punch.
Corey mentioned earlier, Alexander, every once in a blue, he'll land a big shot.
There's the rip. You talk Alexander.
Hard shot again to the body from Vaughn Alexander, but just getting peppier again as we get set for the pay-per-view portion of our broadcast. Derevyanchenko, I mean, again, he is admittedly an undersized 168, and we've seen him.
I did see Derevyanchenko just a few seconds ago throw a jab to
I don't see Sergiy slowing down in terms of the volume of punches, the way he's moving with his footwork.
They seem to for Derevyanchenko. Nice up.
I'd like to see him turn the hook right after that.
This combination there from Derevyanchenko, but Vaughn Alexander just yells at his face.
Derevyanchenko is ripping. We talk about his size of this division, Corey, but maybe his power's not holding.
Nice shot there from Alexander. Again, every once in a while, an eye-catching shot from Vaughn.
Vaughn is on him and ate 2 left hooks. Complaining about the left sandbags.
Sergiy Derevyanchenko and Vaughn Alexander, who takes a spill there. Back after spending 11 years in prison, returning after a 12-year layoff against Zab Judah. He also appeared on the undercard of Roy Jones, Antonio Tarver II, and
Wow. He's been around. The man's been around.
Fresh 38. Vaughn Alexander.
Yeah, he took a long break, so.
I mean, whoever's doing strength and conditioning for Vaughn Alexander, I'd like to Kevin Cunningham camps for many, many years.
Give me either guy so I can try to get a.
Your best bet is just
Hard
going
body
to the
shot
supermarket.
there from Vaughn Alexander. From Derevyanchenko. It's the intensity picking up here in round 8 with less than a minute left to go.
Great
But also, Alexander's not throwing shots. Like, it's been probably...
I mean, look, we talked about it earlier, guys, and I know Alexander is throwing shots here and there, but how can a ref and a doctor be of him getting hit with that many
Down
shots?
goes Vaughn Alexander. We speculate.
Go to the body. Did I not say that earlier? Going to the body.
I said that. You didn't say that.
Corey, who said that? All the shots.
Look, that's the body shot right there. The left hook that I've been saying all fight, when you got to get one left hook to the body, put him down.
All I noticed throughout the fight that he was 90% of his shots were head shots. I'll take a wild guess there.
You didn't know that a knockdown happened in that round. One guy that just got knocked out. Well, we'll see if Derevyanchenko can go back downstairs. And Alexander just with those elbows tucked. Giant guard.
Exactly.
Then, as we mentioned a couple fights ago, he gets stopped to the body.
James Toney cares about defense. He's slipping these.
Yeah, that's why he's making an attempt.
Draw him left hook under one more time.
Well, and that's been Alexander's approach as well. His best moments in this fight have just been waiting for that. Derevyanchenko just trying to create a little bit of room, trying to just parry that lead
Goes
hand.
back to the body where he's a bit tender.
Derevyanchenko is trying to find a way to create an opening because Alexander just is not going to give it to him.
Yeah, no, he has to exchange with him, throw with him and all these things.
I don't know how Derevyanchenko's keeping his work rate up, but that was a 5-6.
I can't think of a round that he's done enough to win the round.
No, maybe he'll win the 11th round. But, you know, a guy that just keeps coming, he's just not throwing a lot of punches, and that's the only thing.
I think for Alexander, if he goes the distance with Derevyanchenko, much benefit from this type of fight.
Yeah, you know, it amazes me because when he is offensive, I think that had he thrown more punches, I mean, how would he be with anybody?
I think a guy with a style like this and a chin like that.
On Alexander, he'll pull those offsets off once in a while. He's lost 4 of his last 5. Again on the final. Derevyanchenko hit Vaughn Alexander with absolutely everything.
Another 5 punch.
Truly one of the best chins in all of boxing. I don't think I'm going too far in saying that. On Alexander. So Sergiy Derevyanchenko, we